Well, hello, students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and it's time for another read and repeat lesson where I have the opportunity to help you with your English fluency, vocabulary words, and comprehension. So let's get ready to dive into today's story. Betty worked at a big office where she solved computer problems. Betty worked at a big office where she solved computer problems. Are you ready to repeat? Betty worked at a big office where she solved computer problems. Now, when it comes to solving a problem, it says that you're looking for an answer. You're trying to work some things out. Okay. You're trying to figure out, so to speak, a puzzle. Okay. You're trying to straighten out some things. And so that's what Betty did at her job. Let's go on. She was a kind of woman with a passion for fixing things. She was a kind of woman a woman with a passion for fixing things. So when a person has a passion for something, it says that they look forward to doing it. Nothing and nobody is going to stop them from doing what they desire to do. They have a passion. Okay. I have a passion for making videos to help you learn English. And so I'm going to make sure that's what I do. Okay. You can have a passion for a sport or a hobby, but passion can also be used to describe intense feelings for something or someone. You know, I miss my wife, and when I saw her, I gave her a passionate kiss. Woo! Okay, let's go on. One day, the office computers started acting up, and Betty was called to the rescue. Let's read and repeat. One day, the office computers started acting up, and Betty was called to the rescue. Okay. When something acts up, it can be used in a number of different ways. So a person can act up. So a parent may tell a child that is having a bad attitude, not being obedient. They can say, look, you need to stop acting up. Okay. To have a fit is to act up. I don't know why this car keeps breaking. I don't know why I keep running out of gas. I don't know why I keep having to pay $5 a gallon. And so I may say, why are you acting up? It's going to be all right. Okay. But when a computer or something else acts up, it's not doing what it is supposed to do. Then it talked about how Betty was called to the rescue. Betty was called to the rescue. So Betty was called to come and try to fix the problem. Okay. If I were in a swimming pool and I were drowning, I would want you to come help me or rescue me. She analyzed the issues, clicked her mouse, and tapped on the keyboard, solving each problem one by one. She analyzed the issues, clicked her mouse, and tapped on the keyboard, solving each problem one by one. So when you analyze an issue, you're investigating what is going on. Okay, you're trying to figure out what the problem is. You are examining something. So you're paying close attention to an issue and you're trying to resolve it. Now, of course, we all know what a computer mouse is, but of course, a mouse is also a rodent that can be in your home. Have you ever had a mouse in the house? Okay. My grandmother stayed or lived near a field, and so field mice would often get into her house when I was a child, and I would be terrified to walk because I was afraid that a mouse was just going to run across the floor. Her colleagues were amazed at how quickly Betty fixed everything. Let's read and repeat. Her colleagues were amazed at how quickly Betty fixed everything. So when a person is amazed, they are perplexed. They look at something as being, wow, I can't believe it. Has anyone ever been amazed when they look at you? Sometimes when I was smaller or a child, I remember how I was always the tallest one in the group, and people were amazed at my height. They would ask me, Jay, how old are you? And I would tell them, I'm 12. Wow. And then they would look at my foot and say, what size shoe do you wear? And I would tell them 13. They would be like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. For a 12-year-old to have a size 13. Now I'm seeing kids that are 12 and 13. They wear size 14 shoes. I'm like, gracious, that's amazing. Okay. A colleague, notice her colleagues were amazed. A colleague is someone that you work with, a coworker. All right. Let's go on. After a successful day of troubleshooting, Betty felt a sense of accomplishment. I'll read that again. After a successful day of troubleshooting, Betty felt a sense of accomplishment. Troubleshooting. What is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting is when you are describing that you're trying to fix a problem. So if my computer were acting up, I would have to troubleshoot. If I did not know what was wrong with it, I would troubleshoot or try to figure out what was wrong with my computer. If your car was not operating properly and you didn't know what was wrong, you could troubleshoot and try to figure out what the issue was. Well, let me see, does the car have gas? Or when was the last time you got the oil change? Or maybe there's a belt that needs replacing. Troubleshooting. Now, also notice Betty felt a sense of accomplishment. A sense of accomplishment is basically, we would say in English, you pat yourself on the back. You did a good job. A sense of accomplishment. Wow, I really did something good, or I solved a problem. Now, once you have learned English or gotten better, you should feel a sense of accomplishment. Wow, Jay really helped me. Now I understand what that word means. I'm proud of myself. So that's a sense of accomplishment. Her boss thanked her and suggested she take a well-deserved vacation. Let's repeat that. Her boss thanked her and suggested She take a well-deserved vacation. So when someone thanks you, they show appreciation. Betty, I really appreciate you solving the problem with my computer. Now I can get my work done. And people show their thanks or their gratitude a number of ways. Sometimes people may give you a tip or some money. Some people may give you a kind word, or some people may embrace you or hug you, or they may write you a letter or a note, or people that appreciate or give thanks may drop down in the comment section and say, thank you. I appreciate it. I liked it. Or they may show their thanks by, I'm going to share this video. Okay. I'm going to subscribe. There are a lot of ways that you can show thanks. Okay. When you suggest something, notice her boss thanked her and suggested. So to suggest is to give a recommendation. And so you may wake up one day and not know what you're going to eat for breakfast. And someone say, I want to suggest maybe eggs and coffee, or a Danish and some tea, or can we have some bacon? That's just my suggestion. Okay. A well-deserved. So once you've done something correctly, or you've solved a big problem, something that is well-deserved is something that you have earned. Okay. It's something that you should do for yourself, or someone may do for you. It's a reward. Okay. So if my lesson has helped you learn and understand English, then a like and subscribe should be well deserved. There you go. That's excellent. Excited about the idea, Betty started planning her getaway. Let's say that together. Excited about the idea, Betty started planning her getaway. So a getaway is another way we describe a vacation. Okay, some time off, time to yourself. You know, I've been working for 10 days straight, 16 hours a day. I need a getaway. I need a 3-day getaway. Okay, so you need a vacation. All right, that's just another way to say vacation. She decided to visit a tropical island with sandy beaches and clear blue waters. A tropical island. Tropical. She decided to visit a tropical. Okay, let's repeat the entire sentence. She decided to visit a tropical island with sandy beaches and clear blue waters. Betty packed her bags, including sunscreen, a hat, and her favorite books. Let's do that again. And you repeat. Betty packed her bags, including sunscreen, a hat, and her favorite books. So she got her luggage or her travel bags together, and notice she included sunscreen. Sunscreen. So sunscreen or sunscreen is a compound word. I've talked about this in a previous lesson. Notice the word sunscreen has two words, sun and screen. So that's a compound word. And of course, sunscreen is what you apply to your skin to protect your skin from the UV rays of the sun, so your skin does not get damaged. A hat and her favorite books. We're almost done today with today's lesson. The next morning, she left for the airport, ready for a relaxing vacation. The next morning, you repeat, she left for the airport, ready for a relaxing vacation. Relaxing. Say that with me. Relaxing. Relaxing. So something that is relaxing, it's where you get to get comfortable, you're at ease, I'm going to kick my feet up. That's how we say relaxing. Kick my feet up. Okay. I'm going to make myself at home. That's another way we say relax. Just make yourself at home. Upon reaching the island, Betty was greeted by the warm breeze and the sound of waves. Let's read and repeat. Upon reaching the island, Betty was greeted by the warm breeze and the sound of waves. Is there any other relaxing sound than the sound of water on the beach? Oh, it just puts me to sleep. I love it. When I go to the beach, I am content or satisfied just to listen to the sounds of the waves. That is one of the best feelings. And to smell the sea water or the salt from the ocean. Talk about relaxing. She spent her days lounging on the beach, swimming, and exploring the local cuisine. Cuisine or food or popular dishes from the area. Okay? Let's read and repeat that sentence together. She spent her days lounging on the beach, swimming and exploring the local cuisine. So a key word is lounging. Lounging. Say that. Lounging. Lounging. Just laying around doing nothing. Lounging around, okay? Betty's vacation was a perfect blend of relaxation and adventure. Relaxation. Relaxation. Let's read and repeat. Betty's vacation was a perfect blend of relaxation and adventure. As she returned to work after the vacation, Betty was rejuvenated and ready to tackle new challenges. Rejuvenated. 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 Again, rejuvenated. So let's read and repeat. When you rejuvenate, you get your energy back up. Okay, you've rested. Now you're ready to go. Rejuvenated. As she returned to work after the vacation, Betty felt rejuvenated and ready to tackle new challenges. So we say tackle. Of course, tackle can be used when you're playing football, okay, to grab someone and bring them to the ground. You would tackle the other player. If you were in a fight, one move you could do is to tackle a person. Grab them and bring them to the ground. That's a tackle. But when we say to tackle new challenges, it means that you're going to handle issues when they arise. Okay, you're going to handle issues when they arise. Betty solved a problem on her job, took a vacation, got some rest and relaxation, and then headed back home. The end. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. And if you're still here at the end of today's video, that lets me know that you're taking your English learning seriously. I encourage you to go back and watch the lesson again on your spare time. Review the key vocabulary words and practice using them when you have the opportunity in a conversation. If today's video has been a blessing to you, please share. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. And if you enjoyed the content, I would appreciate a like. Be sure to drop down in the comments section and let me know, what is a problem that you solved on your job recently? What is a problem that you have solved on your job recently? Until next time, stay encouraged, keep practicing your English, and join me on my next video. Have a great day.